the 28th of March 2022, suspected terrorists ambushed the last evening train on the Abuja-Kaduna train service with explosives, leading to the death of some passengers while abducting several others. The terrorists first used explosives to immobilize the train before shooting at some of the passengers, and 8 had been confirmed dead, while many others are still unaccounted for. Unfortunately, the terrorists have continued to release videos of their captives in remote locations, while the managing director of the Bank of Agriculture, Alwan Ali Hassan, who was abducted alongside other passengers of the ill-fated Abuja-Kaduna train, has regained freedom. In a phone conversation with Idayat Yusuf, spokesperson for the abducted persons, she said over 100 people were abducted, and the terrorists have refused dealings with family members of the abducted persons. She said, and I quote, "Therefore, we are appealing to government to come to our aid and speak with the abductors on our behalf." End of quote. Ironically, the train had become popular among people traveling between the two states, as it was considered safer compared to the Abuja-Kaduna road. Hundreds of people have been killed or kidnapped on the Abuja-Kaduna road in the past few years, with a seemingly safe passage no longer safe. The questions many people are asking are, what should be done to restore passengers' confidence? Are the terrorists bent on alienating Kaduna State? And now the biggest question, why? What is the update on the passengers still in the terrorist custody? Welcome to Nigeria Today. Thank you for joining us. I am Lydia Ochi. Actually, we were hoping to have the MD of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, Mr. Fidel Okiria, but right now he's at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport on his way to Lagos on official assignment, and hopefully we hope he can join us while waiting there via Zoom as soon as we can get good connections. But right here with me in the studio, joining the conversation, is Mike EJIFOR, former DSS boss and a security expert. Thank you for joining us to provide more insights on this disturbing situation, which is on the minds of all Nigerians. Thank you for joining us. Good evening. Now, with this scenario playing out, the attacks on the train, the issue of insecurity in the country, and from your experience, what was going through your mind as a Nigerian and as a security expert?
Well, it's quite disturbing, very, very disturbing, and we're passing through trying times, you know, because first of all, we had intelligence of this attack. Don't forget that there was an attack last year too on the rail. There have been a series of attacks, and I'm not quite happy that the MD is not here, because he would have also confirmed some information, you know, when the Minister of Transportation confirmed that they had intelligence of this attack as far back as December last year, but they thought it had been overtaken by events. The governor of Kaduna State too, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, also confirmed that they had intelligence on these attacks, and there have been intercepts. Their locations are known. The Minister of Transportation also confirmed that, and even expressed his frustration that money meant for some equipment were not approved for him to get this in. Not that they didn't have the money, but the stories that came out thereafter, is, your guess is as good as mine, that the thing didn't come through due process, that the company awarded the contract had no capacity to deliver such a job. But my concern now is that we should not be crying over spilled milk. The incident has happened. People are in captivity. They must come out. And that's the most important thing, because it's traumatic for one to be in such a position. I can imagine what they are going through, especially the women there. And this was a deliberate and planned attack, because they went for the first class, you know, where they know they have VIPs and took the rest of them, where the manager of the Bank of Agriculture was taken to. Luckily, he has been released. So these are trying times. I think the government should do everything possible for now to get those victims released. That should be our priority for now.
Definitely. According to the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, there had been rumors of this attack 48 hours to the actual attack. Now, in your opinion, could this have been avoided or averted?
Yeah, that's where I started from. It could have been avoided if only measures are put in place, because, you see, the issue is getting intelligence and acting on the intelligence. We are not lacking in intelligence, like all the agencies and stakeholders confirmed. There were this confirmation that this attack was going to take place. So what did we do? How did we get it wrong? You know, to ensure. And in fact, according to the governor of Kaduna State, I think there was a time the management of Railway Corporation and the rest of them took the decision that they should not be traveling late at night with especially that late train. So possibly, I'm not ruling out the possibility that it could have happened, you know, but under the dark, anything can happen. It becomes more difficult, you know, to control. So I think if we eventually the train services resume, I think for now we should not only put in the technology to monitor the rails and ensure that people are safe, that later operation should be put on hold until we are sure that everything is on. In fact, some people were suggesting that the aircraft be overflying the rail lines while they are moving. And I asked, that's for me, that was laughable, because what's the cost of operating the aircraft that every day you patrol the rail line with aircraft to ensure that passengers are safe? I mean, the railway corporation or rail transport everywhere is bound to make profit. So if you add the cost of overflying the rail lines and the cost of running the rail itself, it doesn't make any sense. Now, like we've said before, I think what we should do, like I've always said, is not for us now to begin to cry over spilled milk, but what should we do to prevent this thing from recurring? I think the best thing is to deploy effective drones. As we speak, I don't know the state or the audit of our drones, because if they were effective, for me, I believe that when these terrorists are moving, they should have been seen and therefore deployed to at least bomb them while they are coming in, to avoid collateral damage. Because if you go now to forcefully rescue the victims who are in custody, you are going to subject them to a lot of hazard. Some might lose their life. There will be, in fact, the terrorists might even get angry and decide to open fire on the whole victims. So that makes it very, very dangerous. So the most important thing is that we should concentrate efforts to ensure that these things don't even take place at all.
Definitely. Now, talking about the victims, those held captives, especially the children who are there, it's been a source of concern and worry to the families and Nigerians alike. And actually, in the news, the governor actually said they know where these terrorists are located. Now, in this time and age of technology, is there no way technology can be used to rescue the people in captive? What would you say to this? How would you react to this?
Well, for now, it's not wise to deploy technology to get them. It's only when we have a collaboration with other international donors or foreign countries. You recall what happened when an American was kidnapped in Niger and brought to Nigeria, and they deployed their arsenals to get the person, killed 6 of 7 of the bandits, and got their citizens freed. So I believe that it's time we should deploy and get more collaboration. Whatever name you call it. Some people will tell you they want to hire mercenaries. Must we hire mercenaries? If you collaborate with someone, like for instance, the Tucano aircraft that have been purchased, have they been adequately deployed? Initially, they said they were not going to be deployed because of human rights abuses. Now, the bandits have been classified terrorists. Yes. So why not deploy them effectively to ensure that these people are brought to book? It's really worrisome, to me as a security practitioner. Yeah, and again, another challenge I have is that the military should also look inwards, have a soul searching, because some of them, both retired and serving personnel, are involved in this. That is why it cannot end. If the accuracy with which they shoot their guns, the expertise, in deploying these explosives on the rail line, and it goes beyond just the ordinary. So I think our military should look inwards. We have some very good military service personnel, but we must look inwards to fish out the bad eggs so that they don't frustrate the good work of the serving military.
Another vital aspect Nigerians are really, really concerned about is who is contacting and negotiating with the terrorists. Because in the videos we've seen on the social media, they say they don't want money. So what do these people really want?
As far as I'm concerned, those are diversionary and diversionary tactics and propaganda. If they don't want money, why are they collecting money? It doesn't make sense. What do they want? For instance, we recall that Boko Haram asked for a caliphate of their own. They want to Islamize Nigeria, which is not possible. But these bandits operating in the northwest, they have no aim. They are just out there to cause anarchy. So until they come out to say, if they are saying they don't want money, then they should say what they want. I look at that as propaganda and diversion. They are collecting money, buying more arms, and it's quite unfortunate.
Now, all of a sudden, we have bandits or terrorists all over the country, causing havoc, killing people, maiming, causing a lot of havoc and causing us sleepless nights. And we don't know where they came from. Could it be as a result of our porous borders? In your own experience, what would you say to this?
Well, it's a well-known fact that our borders are porous, and we have influx of illegal immigrants, and that's a very well-known fact. So there's no question of overflogging that one. But again, like I said about the involvement of our military, it's not only the military. We are talking of our civilian population too. We need to be patriotic, because if you say some of our borders are porous, how did they come in? And if they are strangers, granted without admitting that fact that they are all foreigners, if they are foreigners, they cannot come into the country and operate alone without the collaboration of the locals. It's not possible. There's a proverb in my place that it's only a rat in the house that will go and tell the rat in the outside that there's a fish in the house. So they don't operate alone. They operate with our locals in unleashing this. Anybody who tells you that foreigners are there alone is just not being sincere.
Thank you. Now let's go on a break. We'll be right back to talk some more.
This is NTA News 24 broadcasting from Abuja. You can watch us anywhere, anytime on the following platforms.
Start Times Channel 101, Freak TV Channel 703, GSTV Channel 419, and Go TV Channel 46.
For more information, log on to our website www.nta.ng or join us on our social media handles, Facebook at NTA News 24.
For comments, suggestions and inquiries, send an email to news24@nta.gov.ng or call us on the following numbers.
NTA News 24,
news and more news.
Thank you for staying with us. You're still on to Nigeria Today, and we're still trying to establish contact with the MD of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, Fidet Okiria, to give us updates on the train attack. And still talking with me in the studio is Mike EJIFOR, former boss, DSS boss, and a security expert. Now, let me ask you, when the managing director of the Bank of Agriculture was released, the terrorists released a video making claims that he was released based on his age and in the spirit of Ramadan. Since then, another video with many victims have been released. Any clues for forensic examination and investigation?
Well, I'm sure the security agencies are on top of the situation, like we say in Nigeria. Everybody's on top of the situation. We don't know who is under the situation. But as I tell you, that also is not correct that the man was released because of his age. How many people were released? Ransom has been paid. I've also told people that, to whoever cares to listen, that unless you are there, you don't. They say he who knows it feels it, you know. So the man was released. I've not spoken to him. I don't know him, but I know he was released because ransom was paid. So if they say they are not after money, that's a lie from the pit of hell. They are collecting money, buying arms, and so why, if they were serious in what they were saying that the man's age, they should have released the children and the women first, and begin to negotiate. So that story, as far as I'm concerned, is a balderdash.
Okay. Of greater concern is the health situation and even safety of the abducted, like you earlier said. What do you think, from your experience and expertise, can be done to fast-track their release from these non-state actors?
Well, it's like, how do they put it? You know, so somebody caught in the deep blue sea. You say, leave them there, they will die. If you say, don't pay ransom, they will remain there, and many of them will die. If you pay ransom, you are going against the law. So what I would feel is that we should use informal channels to ensure that these people are released. Informal channels could be through negotiations, not necessarily through government, but government can get involved because its citizens are involved. And you must ensure the safety of your citizens, because the primary purpose of government is welfare and security of the people. I believe that government should do all in its powers to ensure the safe and early release of these victims who are in captivity for upwards of 2 weeks now more.
Okay, now I would like you to tell us, what strategies do you think should be in place going forward to fortify trains from future attacks?
Well, if I am consulted, I will offer my own services. But for now, for the interest of Nigerians, I'm completely in tune with the Minister of Transportation that the rail lines should be monitored through technology, and you see what is going on. And I mean, it could have been worse. You know, what happened on that 28th would have been worse. We are only just lucky that the people did not even die as a result of the accident, but that people were killed by these bandits. Suppose the train derailed and clear a whole village and the people inside there died. So I would have been saying it. Don't also forget that Nigeria is not only the country, it's not the only country witnessing these train attacks and all this. But I think we must adopt local solutions to see how we solve our problem. And I've also said it that most of the security challenges are local, and there must be local solutions to our problems. I've emphasized times without number that there's need for us to get our people involved, especially in terms of community police, establishment of state police, mobilizing the people to support government. I was happy, but it's risky too to confront these bandits operating in the northwest. Something that happened at Ichi in Anambra State, I think 2 days ago, when the community got involved, went to the shrine, got these people flushed out and seized their arms. So we need citizen participation to get it. We must be patriotic to love our country. But if you tell some people, see, we are not doing much to assist the country, they tell you, what has the country done for me that I should be? You want me to go and confront people who are armed. And you remember too that Zeke, the late Zeke, the sage of Africa, who said that it's only a madman that confronts somebody with a gun. So we are in a deep crisis. But I have one consolation, that Nigerians are very prayerful people. They are very religious, but most of them are not godly. That's the difference, and it's quite unfortunate.
Okay, how would you react if I asked you about your thoughts on our security architecture and, of course, intelligence gathering? How do we handle this?
It's a difficult one because I have sung this in like so many times, like a broken record. The fact remains that our security is not adequately equipped to fight what we are going through. But people are concerned because without security, there won't be any development. You can't go to any place when there's no security. Are we succeeding in terms of agriculture? Are we succeeding in terms of electricity? That each time our grid is breaking down. But the fact remains that for you to even get light, for you to get agri, for social amenities, there must be security. So that is why everybody it appears, I can tell you without being immodest, that our security agencies are doing their best within the prevailing situation.
Now, we want to get your final words as we round up.
Yeah, we need to change our attitude as Nigerians. We must love our country, support the security agencies, and see what we can do. Because if you say you won't see, like people say, see something, say something. If you fail to say something, you will become victim. As I speak to you here, I'm not exempted. If I don't say so, that's why I've taken it upon myself to even educate people the need for them to get involved. Because if you don't say something, you will become a victim. If you say something, you become a victim. So the best thing is to say something and see how we can move forward.
Thank you so much. We know that Nigerians have heard your advice. We only pray, as like you said, we're very prayerful, and we should also try to be godly so that with our efforts and our prayers together as a people and as a nation, we can defeat whatever challenge or monster that is facing us. Thank you for joining us on the program. And as we conclude, I'd like to thank our guest, Mike EJIFOR, former DSS boss and security expert. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
Unfortunately, we could not join the MD of the Nigerian Railway Corporation to give us updates on the real train attack. And on that, we want to also show appreciation to our guests, our viewers, who are always keeping a date with us on our program. Nigeria Today, don't forget, the program airs weekdays at 7:30 in the evening on NTA News 24. You can also watch these and other episodes on www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Lydia Ochi. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good evening, same time, God willing. Goodbye.